London's Metropolitan Police have a reputation for being among the toughest cops in the country. And the cops in Hammersmith and Fulham are no exception. Their West London patch is a battleground for a war on crime, and they're winning. Their zero-tolerance approach
any more playing up and you're going straight back on the floor
has left drug dealers, robbers and street gangs with nowhere to hide.
We're here to protect the public, and our role is to constantly send out a message that we are on your case and we will arrest you.
This lot over here all need nicking for a frame.
Foxtrot Tail 315, male detained.
Coming up on Brit Cops Zero Tolerance, getting blades off Britain's streets.
Where have you been stabbed, fella?
Means taking on suspected drug dealers.
Rather nasty knife. As you see, that is actually razor sharp, and it would take your arm off.
And cops come down hard on a burglary suspect. Night falls over London. This is when the police are at their busiest. PC's Sean Snaith and Laura Smith are responding to an emergency call. A teenager has been stabbed. Every second counts. This could quickly turn into another knife fatality in the capital.
FH4TOA.
I just passed in and he's crying.
All right, fella.
At the scene, the victim is semi-conscious on the floor.
They punched you in your face as well?
Yeah. Where have you been stabbed, fella?
His leg.
Get an ambulance message going, Law.
Their main concern now is whether or not a major artery has been severed. If it has, this man could die.
So why are you not here for?
Because you've been stabbed, fella. Want to stop it bleeding, all right? All right, stay with us, mate.
It's down to these cops to save his life. Robbery squad officers have seen a man on the street acting suspiciously.
Do you have that pocket for me? What did you just run in there for, mate?
Huh? I didn't run in here.
When asked to stop, he bolted into a house.
Question, do you live there for?
You said, oi, come here, and I got scared and I ran away.
No, you didn't. I showed you my warrant card and I said police, and you straight away ran upstairs.
His behaviour makes the officers think that he may have something to hide.
Do you live there? Do you live there?
I don't live there, no.
Okay, simple question, isn't it? Why are you running in there?
Because I didn't run in there, I went in to see my friend.
Their suspicions grow when he goes on the defensive.
I don't care what you got to say anyway.
Well, I don't care
Do what you got to
say.
say. Do what you got to do.
I'm going to do
Why are you searching me for? You haven't even told me.
I'm searching
You
under
haven't.
Section 1 for stolen property.
Stolen property?
You're not really helping yourself, are you?
I don't need to say nothing anyway.
Other robbery squad officers arrive as backup.
First name, mate?
I've seen this guy hanging around the door, looking quite sheepish.
Yeah, waiting for the person to answer the door.
I then walked up, identified myself as a police officer. The door's been answered. He's ran upstairs to a girl's bedroom. Smell of cannabis in there. In here, I found in his pockets some money, etc., etc.
Yeah, it's my money. What? A lot of money.
Hold on a minute. Yeah, anyway, it's not right.
Have you done a check on it yet, Brittany, or do you want me
No,
to do
not
it?
yet.
As the cops search both the man's car and his pockets, they begin to suspect he may have been dealing drugs to somebody inside the house.
Dealing?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, dealing?
Have you been arrested before?
Yeah, I have.
What for?
Possession of cannabis.
This guy here, he's run upstairs and stashed his gear up there before we could get to it.
You've got cannabis stuffed all over your phone. You've got loads and loads of messages, missed calls. I think you probably are.
I don't care what you're saying.
So you're going to get taken
whatever.
back to the station.
You can do what you want, man.
The officer comes out of the property with what he thinks is a bag of cannabis. But PC Ford can find no connection between the man on the street and the suspected bag of cannabis found inside the property. He's arrested, but was later released without charge.
Slip there. Don't know.
Cops are still dealing with a teenage stab victim as he lies on the floor. Officers try to stem the flow of blood from a wound to his leg.
Ellie, can you keep hold of that torch for me and hold it on? You got a belt on, fella?
They're worried that he's losing consciousness.
Is it your upper or lower leg, mate?
Yeah, I don't know. It's all numb here. I'm just obviously that. I can't move my leg in it.
Right, that's it.
The one that had the knife, you remember what he was wearing at all? Any colours of the clothing or anything? You don't remember, right, mate, no worries.
The officers must find out quickly if there are any more wounds, but the man is too weak to give them any
Do
assistance.
you know if you've been stabbed anywhere else, my friend? Do you remember being punched or kicked anywhere else?
Feeling a stinging sensation anywhere else?
Let's see, arm up through.
Yeah? In this
Shoulder, we'll have a look, alright?
Let's pull these up first, give them a bit of...
They find a second wound. It's vital the cops keep the victim awake.
Stay with us, mate. You feeling a bit tired? Alright, how old are you, mate? How old are you? What about anywhere else? On your back?
Can you lean forward for
Lean forward, mate. Yeah, dead of it.
Then a third wound is found on his back.
Take a deep breath, mate, alright? The ambulance service will be here soon. They'll check you out, alright? We'll get you to hospital.
Paramedics arrive and take over.
Tell me, what's causing you the most problem at the moment?
Just can't walk and it's so cold. I can't walk. It's a dog in it.
Just getting your blanket. Right.
Yeah, that's all I see. We've got Foxtrot 1 with us. Update really the casualty. He's got 3 stab wounds. One to his right shoulder. It's not very serious. A nasty one to his back. It's gone down to his spine. And another one to his leg that's opened his leg up. At this stage, it's a GBH. We need to secure the casualty, get him off to hospital, try and find out what's happened. We also need to secure the scene for any forensics, and we've got officers searching for a knife at the moment and any possible suspects. The victim's very drowsy. He's not really telling us a great deal. He just says he's been jumped by a group of white guys. We'll find out more when he gets to hospital. We've got to let the ambulance do their stuff first, because obviously his welfare's paramount. We'll worry about the investigation after that.
This incident is all too familiar on London streets. In 2008, there were 80 fatal stabbings in the city alone. 28 of those were teenagers. So for the police, tackling knife crime is a top priority because it means saving lives. The victim has now been taken to hospital where doctors have made a shocking analysis of his wounds.
Doctors reckon 2 separate weapons have been used. The upper wound to his shoulder looks like it's been done by a screwdriver, and the other 2 wounds are most definitely a knife. But the top wound looks more like a screwdriver, which makes them think there's 2 separate weapons have been used, just to pass the message. No worries, Dad. Cheers.
Unfortunately, that's not the only news coming from the hospital.
From what I gather, he's very reluctant to speak to us or tell us anything that's gone on. I believe a withdrawal statement's being taken, which basically means he's not wishing to make any allegations or assist the police in trying to find those responsible for injuring him.
The seriousness of the attack means this investigation will be ongoing. It's now become a job for the CID. Coming up, a suspected car full of cannabis.
You got anything else on you should have? No? Any more weed anywhere else?
A young driver gets the message.
He's likely to lose his licence and that he's lost temporary ownership of his motorcycle.
And an arsenal of weapons is uncovered.
But it was recocked and ready to fire.
A new day in London, but the police are fighting the same battle. Drugs and weapons go hand in hand, and none more so than on the streets of Hammersmith and Fulham. Dealers will do anything to protect their patch and their stash from the competition. It's an illegal industry and a truly violent world where there are no rules.
Drug dealers in this borough are horrible, selfish people. They get into battles, but at the same time, innocent members of the public get caught up in that. So that's why we have such an effort on this borough to deal with them vigorously and robustly.
The intelligence unit and uniformed police have teamed up to raid the property of a suspected violent drug dealer.
He is particularly violent. There's recent information that links him possibly to a shooting. Last time I went in there, there were machetes, large knives. They were easily accessible and to hand. So bear that in mind when you go in, that no matter what room you go to, they can easily arm themselves. We've also found body armour in their wardrobes. It's not normal sort of equipment that they should be having in their house.
With the risk of weapons being present, the first to go in will be the TSG, or Territorial Support Group. They're an elite group of officers who, with their specialised training and equipment, will break down the door and storm the property.
They've got the equipment, they've got the shields, they've got the headgear and appropriate training to deal with violent offenders that they may have to deal with.
As with all raids, the element of surprise is key, so the dealers don't have time to ditch the drugs. The cops are easily through the first door, but there's another locked door inside to knock down.
A mum downstairs, Byron, and a female upstairs.
So mum's downstairs? Yeah.
One of the sons is there. We had to force entry to a couple of doors. Even the internal doors are secured. The most important thing is everyone's in safely, and we executed the warrant. Do you think about that?
We just wait here till we get called in.
With the suspects detained by TSG, Sergeant Nick Woodhouse and his team of officers are on standby to conduct a thorough search of the property.
Give us a shout when you want. My lot's coming.
But not before the real expert goes in.
There was a drugs dog gone in. Basically, they'll have a look all round the flat. We tend to put them in first before officers go in. So the dog will do each room, one room at a time. Once the dog's done its search and found anything or found nothing, and it's not been pointed to any particular thing, then officers will go in and do a more thorough search.
With a nose 10 times more powerful than a human's, if there's drugs on the property, this dog will find them. Officers Emma Hastings and Martin Warnes are patrolling in the borough's area car, and in this vehicle they're sure to find trouble.
The area car tends to respond to like car chases, things off borough, urgent assistances, that kind of thing. It's just like a faster response car. We can do pursuits and stuff as well if there's a car chase.
Being in the area car means they respond to every call that comes in, whatever it might be.
Right, so we've just been called to Shepherd's Bush, where a female states that her house is flooding. By all standards, apparently the operator reckons that she can hear the woman floating. So I'm not quite sure how much water's coming through, but we'll just see. There's not a lot we can do apart from make sure everyone's safe, and then wait for the LFB.
Someone is asking for assistance, I think.
But suddenly, all change. Another police officer has radioed for urgent backup.
Right, OK, we've now actually been diverted somewhere else from the floating woman. We've now gone to accept a call. One of our colleagues is asking for urgent assistance at Olympia. He said he's got 3 people stopped, so we've got to go and help him first. He's our priority.
On arrival at the incident, a neighbourhood officer has detained 3 men, but is outnumbered.
The driver here was going way too fast, stuck my head in the car. Matey boy there has got the biggest joint in the world on the go.
Oh, beautiful. Keep your hands out your pockets.
Tell me your hands.
Have you got anything on you shouldn't have?
As the first supporting officers on the scene, they begin searching the men.
What have you got on you? Just tell me.
It's just a little bit of weed.
A little bit of weed. Hold that for me for a sec.
And straight away, the driver
Got
confesses.
anything else on you shouldn't have? No? Any more weed anywhere else? All right.
PT Warnes also discovers an amount on the second suspect.
Basically, the passenger in the back of the car had a little cannabis cigarette on him, so he's been given a street warning for that.
As PC Hastings takes her suspect's details, other officers searching the car think they found a hidden compartment.
My colleagues are just a bit concerned that there was a bit of fumbling going on in the car. Obviously, I wasn't here when you got stopped, so I'm going on what I've been told. And the footwell of your car is a little bit soft. Is there anything hidden in your car you need to tell us about?
There seems to be nothing in there, but then one of the officers finds more suspected drugs, this time on the road near the car.
I'm taking that. He hasn't been over there. Do you know anything about that?
Of course I do.
I don't know where you were before I got here.
I know exactly what happens when you get pulled up and things like this happen.
We need to establish where that come from.
Because it's here near the car.
Yeah,
no, definitely.
Someone's got ownership of it, haven't they?
So they quiz the third man, who's already been found to have a substantial amount on him.
I'm quitting.
With cannabis, you'll get another one of these, get caught again, and you'll get arrested because you can't give these out if you've had 2 already.
With no one confessing to owning the bag on the street, there's little the cops can do but seize it.
Basically, they've been stopped by my colleagues on Olympia. We've come down, they've all been searched. My gentleman's been found with what he says is a £10 worth of herbal cannabis, just wrapped in plastic. I've done a check on him, he's never been given a cannabis warning before. He's not known for any drugs offences, so I've filled out a cannabis warning and handed it to him. He can get 2 of those, and then on the 3rd time, he'll get arrested if he gets found in possession of it again. The other 2, one of them's been given a cannabis warning, the other one's been arrested for possession with intent to supply, because he's been found with quite a lot of cannabis on him, already pre-wrapped in like these little bags. Just a random stop, and that's what you get.
We finished searching the car?
You and your mate can go. Yes, mate, yeah, cheers.
With one man coming back to the station, the other 2 are free to leave, but as they do, PC Hastings makes another discovery.
Oh. As they drove away, that's on the floor underneath the car. So that'll just have to be seized and booked in at the nick and destroyed. Another little bag. Oh well, I don't know.
There's no one to pin it on, but these drugs are better off the streets than on. Back at the raid in West London, the drugs dog has managed to sniff out paraphernalia for smoking cannabis.
After the search, we found a couple of grinders, cannabis grinders, and various drug paraphernalia lying around.
Can I bring all my boys in?
With evidence of drug use, it's time for the specialist search team to go in.
We're now starting to do a search of the inside of the premises, room by room. Anything to do with drugs, and hopefully we can find Class A, if not cannabis, because there's a strong smell of it there, so hopefully we might find it in quantities that might indicate that it's been supplied as opposed to being used for personal reasons.
Then the cops make a shocking discovery, an arsenal of weapons.
You can see you've got 2 small, what I would call samurai swords there, which were found in the bedroom where one of the subjects was located. And they're found hidden underneath the sofa, along with that one. Another rather nasty knife.
Oh, they've just found an array of blades, basically. We were confronted with something like that. The potential consequences could be very serious, even fatal.
But today's raid has uncovered more than just blades.
I don't know if you know what these are. It's like nunchucker stroke rice flails are often known as, basically. Again, it's an offensive weapon, basically. It's a man-made offensive weapon. Someone swinging these with a bit of force and the blow to the head, that's, to say, quite easily kill someone. It's a BB gun. It fires out these cartridges like sort of small ball bearings, but you point it at someone's face and get them in the eye. The consequences again could be someone loses their sight. Fortunately, say there was no pellets in there, but it was cocked and ready to fire.
And as they wrap up their search, officers then find something else.
A couple of phones come back as being sort of stolen in one of the upstairs rooms. Okay. So someone's going to be arrested at some point.
Okay, that's good news anyway. Right.
We've done checks on those through the national database, and both those come back as we believe as being stolen.
A woman is arrested for the phones.
End of story.
Whatever, it don't make no difference. I never fucking know.
But the other man at the property isn't happy.
Fucking arseholes, man!
Someone's got nicked. Some property's been recovered that's stolen, and I think, which is importantly, some potentially serious weapons that could do a lot of harm to the public have been taken out of circulation. So, and good intelligence gained on the property and the occupier. So, I think, yeah, satisfactory conclusion. I think an outcome. Yeah.
PC's Martin Warnes and James Franklin have teamed up for a routine patrol, and it's not long before they see a moped driving erratically.
There he is. Get a lot of mopeds stolen around here, so he's going a bit quick through the centre of the traffic. He's only got one L plate displayed on there, so you see he's still. We're doing 45 now, he's not aware we're here. Oh, and we're off.
You all right, mate?
The cops quickly establish that the provisional driver is missing a couple of vital things for his bike.
Where's your rear L plate? Give your tax on this. You don't have any tax? Alright, what about insurance? I have insurance. You're driving otherwise in accordance with your licence because you've got to display an L plate both front and rear. I'm going to caution you.
The lad is cautioned, but PC Franklin then runs a number plate check and discovers that the bike has been pulled by cops before.
Section 59, Wilson. That's all received, thank you.
Do you understand what that is? Okay, basically the bike has been seen either with someone driving otherwise in accordance with the licence, or has been seen driving carelessly and dangerously. If that offence is committed again, in the same offence within 12 months, we've got the power to seize the bike. Now bearing in mind that you've committed the same offence again, we need to look into that a little bit. Okay, I'm not saying I'm going to seize your bike. What I'm saying is I need to look into that a little bit more.
Only days before, the driver was cautioned for the same offences, no tax and no rear L plate. As PC Warnes finds out more, his colleague offers up some advice.
Give it a second, my colleague's doing some checks and then we'll see what happens from there. But as you know, I mean, you've done the same thing again, haven't you? Okay? Silly thing to do 3 days after the event, yeah? It's not a good idea, is it? And you haven't even got your full licence yet. How old are you? 17. You're going to want to drive a car? Not a good idea, is it? Okay? Within Section 59, if you're riding that vehicle, you get one warning, basically. It happens again, you get the Section 59 again, we can take the vehicle off you, we can seize it, yeah?
A routine search then reveals that this is not the only trouble the driver's been in.
What's in there, mate? Is that a tag? Is that your tag? What's the curfew? Oh, what, does it vary, does it? What's the tag for?
There was one stop, given a warning.
So you've been in a bit of trouble recently, have you?
They keep reattending.
Oh, was it?
If you're able to pop
What, you're still on curfew for the robbery, are you?
Can I have a signature from you, please?
The checks confirmed the previous stop for similar offences, so the lad is given a £60 fine, but that's not the only bad news.
The other thing I'm going to do, and it's not good news, is your motorcycle has been seized under Section 59 of the Police Reform Act, okay?
I made a decision to seize his motorcycle because clearly he showed no remorse about the offence he's committed and been stopped and warned for before.
By not acting on a previous police caution, this driver could now be hit with costs of up to £300. He's also got 3 points on his licence.
Okay, got your Oyster card now, haven't you?
And is walking home. London has more than 100,000 licensed scooters on its roads. They're involved in an average of 6 accidents every day, and it's young men who are most likely to be driving. This is why it's important for the police to make sure this age group drive responsibly.
They can jump on a moped with relatively little training at 16 years of age and go racing around the streets on it with little care. A lot of them aren't bothered about the roadworthiness of it. They just want to, get mobile.
Coming up, an uninsured driver gets road rage. And the cops break a suspected illegal immigrant racket.
The gentleman's claiming he's lost his passport, which is normally an indication that he has no visa or he's an overstayer in the country.
With over 2.5 million licensed cars on the capital's roads, the evening rush hour is when London is at its busiest. And with 1 in 20 cars having no insurance, catching out the policy dodgers is a top priority.
People driving without insurance is a significant problem for us in London. The fact is, if someone drives without insurance and they crash into your car, you'll get nothing back for it, and I would be very keen for my officers to deal with it vigorously.
And in Hammersmith, officers are doing just that with a suspected uninsured driver. But the man is being obstructive.
So as it is at the moment, you're not insured, you're going to get issued a ticket, I'm going to seize your car, and then that's the end of it, okay? There's no arguments, I've given you plenty of options to give me insurance, and you're just not giving me any. I've just said to you.
On the road, 5 o'clock in the morning, on the way to work.
He claims he has a policy, but won't give the name of the insurance company.
Right, if you tell... Hold on. We've got the car there with the registration number. You tell my colleague who you're insured with, he'll make the inquiries here. Because we've got access to them. Okay, then he can make the inquiries here. But that's all we'll do, and if it subsequently turns out you haven't got insurance, the car will cease.
Because you didn't want to do that just a second ago when you was down there.
Right, okay. Who are you saying the car's insured with now?
The man's claim looks even more dubious as the vehicle isn't even registered to him.
Why are the details different to your details?
I said, is it the previous owner? How long have you got insurance? How long have you had this car for 2 years?
How long have you had it?
Okay, so that's for about 4 months.
4 months. Why is it
I don't know.
The vehicle's not registered to you. You said, you've owned it for 4 months.
Negative, I think it's doing a constant watch.
At the end of the day, that's telling us that you're not insuring this vehicle. The vehicle's not registered in your name. Yeah. So what vehicle is that policy held on? That's what you need to tell us, that index, so that we can check it. If you can't remember it, as far as I'm concerned, you're not insured.
Realising he's in for a hefty fine and that he's not going to talk his way out of it, he starts to lose his temper.
I do not have the money. You've already cost me money for the morning. I'm supposed to be going to work. I'm not going there today. Okay? And it's all about taking away my car. That's going to cost me another set of money. Can I go over to the store and get a phone, please?
He insists that if he returns home to get a phone, he can prove he has insurance. But with the car not registered to him, the cops are suspicious. The man needs to be issued with a ticket before he can go.
It's your ticket, alright? Okay, you've got 7 days. What station would you like to produce this ticket? You've got to take your driving licence into the station. What station is good for you?
But he's not having it.
Right, you have to take your driving licence with this into your police station. Okay? Okay, and then it'll get sorted out. Okay?
Unbelievably, he then questions whether the police even saw him driving the car.
What? You admitted to me you driving the car, and I saw you driving the car. I saw you driving the car, mate.
You saw me driving the car?
I saw you driving the car, and then you admitted to me you drove it.
With the argument seemingly over, the man storms off.
Done, and then you can shoot off, alright? Listen, what you doing, babe?
Stop while he issues the ticket, then you can walk where you like. Till such time you're staying here.
He stopped from leaving, but he still won't take the ticket.
Alright? You take the ticket, otherwise you're going to be arrested for no insurance. Take the ticket. It's likely the car won't be here when you come back.
Do you understand me?
There you go, there's your ticket. If you want to get your car back, you need to take the ticket.
That's what it is.
That's your first warning. Swear again, you'll be nicked for Section 5. Don't swear.
This man is on the verge of getting himself arrested. Shepherd's Bush, and officers Martin Warnes and Ricky Brennan are responding to an emergency call.
A passer-by has witnessed a female being dragged into a property by 2 males. There's no other details at the moment. We've got a supervisor on scene, so hopefully we can try and get some more details.
At the scene, some officers are already trying to force their way in. Luckily, a man opens the door to avoid it being smashed.
You're going to come in.
The team split up to find the woman.
We found that the entire first floor was split into a number of bedsits. We went to search these individually, one by one.
Nothing to worry about. Can I just come in for a sec? Is that right?
The cops search all the bedsits. There's no sign of any woman in trouble, but whilst checking a couple's ID, PC Warnes has found a problem with their passports.
You've overstayed your visa, it appears. So I'm going to caution you and say that you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention in question something which you later rely on in court. Can you tell us where his passport is?
No, he said no.
The gentleman's claiming he's lost his passport, which is normally an indication that he has no visa or he's overstaying in the country.
Right, what we're going to do is we're going to undertake a search of the premises under Section 32 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act.
The search begins, and it's not long before the pair find themselves with more questions to answer.
Who's this? French passport they happen to have, so we'll get the Immigration Service to investigate why they have 2 passports that are not in their names.
The man's passport is also found with an expired visa.
I'm arresting you for overstaying in the country, okay? You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
The response team have an unexpected result. As for the original emergency call-out, the mystery woman was eventually found safe and well.
It did turn out that when we discovered the female in the premises, that she was agreeable to be there and that it was a bit of a prank.
Police are still dealing with the man with no car insurance, and he's still refusing to take the ticket.
Do you want to take the ticket and go on and get on with your daily business? You tell me we're disrupting you. I'm letting you take the ticket and go and carry on. You can contest it and ask for a hearing at court, and if you've got power of insurance, they'll posh it at the court. But that's the end of the matter. All right, so you take the ticket off my colleague, or you're going to come with us.
You're using your bully tactics to do this on people. That's what it is. Yeah? I told you, when I walked back, I wasn't in the car when you stopped the car. You went to the windscreen, I walked back and asked you, what is wrong with the car? You're going to cost me £100 and something today. You're telling me I need to calm down. I'll put insurance. I told you that's why.
Now, when you get arrested, there's no more arguments.
Yeah. All right, mate, you're under arrest.
Now get lost.
When the threat of arrest becomes very real, he eventually does take the ticket.
Why do you do this? Now my mum's got the keys. My mum's got the keys. I gave her the keys when she came.
Now he denies having the car keys.
I gave my mum the keys. I gave my mum the keys. Yeah? I gave my mum the keys. Do you want me to go and get the keys?
He took the ticket at the very last moment. So he's now refusing to give the keys over, but we've got full lift coming for the car anyway, so it makes no odds. I think they might have just turned up.
When the tow truck arrives to take the car, the man then tries to sweet-talk the cops.
Listen, come on now. Be serious. Be serious, Sergeant. Be serious.
Around now.
Be serious, Sergeant, yeah?
Mate, nothing's going to change now, all right? So, all right, if you've got the insurance, you can put it through the court, and then you can take it to court, can't you? Okay? And if we've got it, Bob, like, we can take us to court as well, then.
But realising it's a lost cause, he loses it again.
If I had insurance, I wouldn't come back to the car and say anything to you. I wouldn't come back to the car.
Do you need anything out of the car?
Would I?
Do you need anything out of the car?
Do you understand that?
And the problem is, it's not
Would
going to show
I?
anything now, is it?
Well, I'm telling you, I've got insurance.
And when the truck starts to lift the vehicle, he tries to stop the cops from taking it.
Just shut the door. Just shut the door. Calm down. Just shut the door. Don't stop. Just walk away.
Luckily for him, the man's mum has arrived and steps in by pushing him away.
He's basically lied, and so we've given him a ticket, £200, seized his car, for no insurance, and he's gone off with his mum now, a very unhappy chappie.
In 2005, there were an estimated 2 million uninsured vehicles on Britain's roads. To fight this, the police received the power to instantly seize any car without insurance. Since then, a staggering 40% of all seized vehicles have been crushed. Coming up, a suspect runs from the cops. And a man is caught in a compromising position. Officers Steve Evans and Rebecca Robinson are chasing a man they believe has been involved in a vicious street fight. The suspect has already fled from police as they arrived at the scene.
I'm not fighting.
What are you running for?
No resisting. There's a fight going on here. All I was doing is holding the fight.
The suspect claims his innocence, but because there were reports of weapons, the cops still cuff him.
There's a fight going on. All I was doing is holding coats.
I've got one detained.
Where is he then?
My friend.
The others, I don't know where they went. I didn't get any descriptions or sightings of them.
He was getting beaten up.
There's a fight, an
I was
iron
holding his
bar
coat,
outside, opposite the Blockbuster.
I don't know the guys. They're from around here somewhere. I know. I thought I was
As officers search him, their colleagues around the corner start to question witnesses.
Searching
one now. Standing in the middle of the road watching you. I watched him run away from Blockbusters as you approached him.
Is this your mate's jacket, is it? Yep.
Yeah, for this guy got stopped. Apparently there was a guy hit by this metal bar, which is now a piece of wood.
What were they fighting over?
I don't know. I was standing there, and all I see is them.
The cops are suspicious because the suspect has been stopped with 2 jackets, and he's had dealings with police before.
When were you last in trouble with police?
A couple of months ago.
What for?
Then officers speaking to the victim confirm that this man matches the description of her alleged attacker.
And your victim is he saying that this is it my guy that I've got here that's assaulted him?
Let's see if he's dropped the wood.
Yeah, it's the same.
Coming to a victim, he was hitting someone else with a wooden bar. We've done a search for him, can't find any wooden bar. I've just been looking up and down the street to see if he's discarded anything, can't find anything as yet. But he's holding a jacket, 2 jackets, which he said belonged to the boys that were fighting, and he was just holding their jackets. So we've got some units speaking to the victims at the minute.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, coming in there.
What did you say?
Said it's yeah, it's you.
Yeah, there's no result with can't do a drive-by. It's not property on him, isn't it?
Oh no, so I'll have to bring him in, definite. No worries. Okay. Yep, flashing.
Transpires that one of the victims is claiming that this jacket belongs to him, and this chap stole it from him using force.
So the evidence is bagged up, and the suspect is banged up. In the Hammersmith and Fulham borough alone, there are nearly 60 reported violent robberies a month, so the police come down hard on anyone involved.
They're people who use violence to intimidate, get their way and take people's property. The only way to deal with people who are as assertive as that kind of robber, that kind of bully, is with people who are even more assertive and even more positive. So they've got to be dealt with firmly and robustly.
And thefts on the borough don't end with street robberies. There are over 6 burglaries in Hammersmith and Fulham each day. It's a priority for police to deal with anything involving a break-in. Officers Brendan McGrath and Ricky Brennan are responding to a 999 call. There's a possible burglary in progress.
We're just heading to a business premises at the moment, central station intruder alarm. It could mean there's someone on the premises. We'll know more when we get At the scene, officers have already cuffed a man who's trapped inside the property. Covered in blood from the broken glass, this man has been caught in a rather compromising position.
We just need someone to just put a bit more force.
The alarm was raised by a passerby.
I heard a noise in my kitchen. There was of a door being pushed, etc., etc. I saw a man walking away, who I understand is the man in there now. And what happened was that I came out of my kitchen window, came over to the door here, and got this stick here. I never touched the man with it. I used it to contain him inside the building until the police came along.
A search of the man reveals some suspicious items.
Small torch and a crowbar. So they'll be booked in as evidence.
Right, we'll take his crowbar. Do you want to just grab that away just so you can...
Without a key to the door, the cops now have to get the man out.
Put it down there.
What we're going to do, we can't get him out and we can't get in, so what we're going to do is get him to stand away from the door so he don't get injured, and then we're going to put the door in and then get him out.
Got a bigger beat than me. That'll do, we get him coming. Just grab on there and then...
Okay, now what he's going to have, he's going to have to go that way a bit, or move the... Yeah, good.
Stay there.
There you go. Well done, mate. Matey boy's been brought out, he's under arrest for burglary. I think he's had a drink, so it probably left to sleep it off overnight and then be interviewed in the morning. And then they'll decide what to do with him.
Coming up on Brit Cops Zero Tolerance, the series. On patrol with the Met Police, some of the most elite crime-fighting squads in the country. We're with the Robbery squad as they take on the thieves. And gangs. We follow the rapid response teams as they put their lives on the line and take on violent criminals. And we're out with West London's drug squad as they take down the dealers. Our cameras capture all the action as these cops capture the criminals.